Mortal Shell is the name of the game, and well, it's gotten ray tracing, DLSS, and a DX12. Obviously, DX12 if it's got a ray tracing update, but here we are in the game running on our typical test bench with a Ryzen 9 5900X at stock settings, 32 gigs of DDR4 3600 CL17 HyperX Predator RAM, a 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4 drive. It's a Cardia 440 from Team Group. That's it. I almost couldn't remember it. And as far as the graphics cards, we are using the Founders Edition of the GeForce RTX 3080 here. And we are running the game at 4K. And we want to look real quick just at some of the options so that we get an idea of what's going on here so that you guys can see where we're at. So running here at 4K, 3840 by 2160, full screen, unlimited frame rate, no VSync. Motion blur, sure, why not? Radio blur, whatever. Film grain, sure. Indie mode, right? Really not sure what that one is, but we're going to leave that at no. Now, for right now, we got a DX12. Ray trace shadows are off. And we'll talk about that in a moment. DLSS is here. We have performance balanced and quality mode, brightness, all these things. Here's the big kicker here. When I first loaded the game up, it was at 50% resolution scale when set to 4K. So if you're playing the game and you want to compare performance or whatever, maybe check that and make sure you're at 100%. Now here, quality preset, ultra, all down the line here. Ultra, 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 ultra. Of course, you can get more performance by turning it off, but we're going to get more performance today by using NVIDIA's DLSS. Now, a quick note on the ray tracing, thanks to Mark over at Overclock 3D. This is pretty much the only place in the game where he has found ray tracing shadows to be effective. Now, this is at, let's see, Falgrim Tower. Now, I got to say, while I'm getting into place here, I'm very much enjoying this game, but I was a little bit disappointed with the ray tracing implementations. And you can see there's some flicker. Now, ray tracing is not on, obviously. So here is where you go in here to select your dude bro body for whenever you gotta go out and beat stuff to death. Now you can see here there are shadows showing up on the ground, but they're not really that prominent. Let's you see performance is actually pretty good inside. I mean, obviously we're inside, we're not outside. So let's go and we're gonna turn on ray tracing. And I'm here to tell you right now, I'm quite disappointed. But right here in this scene, it looks phenomenal. So you can turn it off. You can see the frame rate goes in the mid 70s. Turn it on and it's going to drop down 40 or lower. I don't know why this apply button is here. It doesn't actually do anything. Just turning it enables or disables. So you can see here the shadows are better. You can see them moving a lot better inside these little cubbies where you're here in the crypt. Words escape me, it seems. But it is cool. It does make an impact, but this is really it. This is the only part of the game. I'm going to go out, see we got 40s. Now we leave that area, and look, performance is going way back up. And back up like it's off. So, you know, it's really only about in this part of the game. There may be other parts of the game where it really impacts the performance, but I don't know in this title that I would really worry about it. But let's see, man, that is such a hit. Let's turn on DLSS right here and see what happens. And we're going to go out into the world here in a moment and play it without ray tracing enabled because, let's see, balance. We're going to go to quality. I'm a big fan of quality. Let's see here. Resume. Performance has gone down. That's not what we wanted. Let's see here. This is such a weird spot. Let's see, something is up here. What if we turn it off? Let's play around. Let's play some games here. Let's see, turn that off. Go up to 70. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. See, DLSS turned on. We got a huge boost in frame rate, going up much higher. Oh, wrong menu. There we go. Let's see what happens when we go back in here. Ah, there we go. Looks like there was a bit of a bug There was a bit of a bug, guys. Performance is there. Look at that. Still over 60 where you've got ray tracing. This is with quality. Quality is definitely my preferred way to do it. So looks like there's still some work to do in this game. That was not exactly what you wanted. But this performance leap, let's go out here. Let's look around into the world. There's a guy. Look, I'm going to tell you guys before I get into any kind of combat on here, I am not good at these games. These, I guess, you know, Souls-like games, I'm just not good at them. The biggest thing here is let's find a good spot to get at over here, and maybe we can see visual speaking, how things look whenever you go. I wish there was a quicker way to do this. Quality, go down to balanced. Performance jumped again. Let's see. A lot of people seem to like balanced, from what I can tell talking to other people who play their games with DLSS enabled. And you can see ray tracing is still on, but it's not a thing out here. It seems to be only inside that area where you select your shell. So, and I want that. Can I get that? All right, so let's jump things down. Let's take a look at going back. Let's performance. Performance is my least favorite one to use as far as like the one that actually starts to impact performance, but it actually looks pretty good here. Let's see. I'm going to do right here so we can see all the grass and such. See what kind of impact it makes. Let's turn it off. No. All right, there it is with it off. We're getting about 80 frames per second. So, I mean, you're getting good performance from the 3080 without DLSS. So, you know, if you're running a lower tier card, that may be where you get a bigger benefit for running the game with DLSS enabled. So we're going to see here, in this one scene, we're going to go from 80. Let's see. 80 FPS and turning NVIDIA DLSS to quality. We see it go to 100. So 103, 104, decent jump. And I would be perfectly happy with that kind of a performance increase. Balanced gets you up to 115. That's pretty good there. I guess if you're running lower and you need to really hammer out those higher frame rates. Video, let's go back to performance. Resume 130. You know, and I'm right now playing on a 144 hertz panel, so I can definitely see the benefit of this. And it's really not going to make that big of a impact in the negative sense whenever you're playing this game, because one of the things with these type of games is being able to hit dodges and use your shell and all that stuff and parry at just the right time. And the higher the frame rate is, the easier it is to do that. And even in here where ray tracing is enabled, we're still getting over 70, 80 FPS. Yeah, let's turn that off and see what happens. Boom, turn it off. And we're getting back up to 120 plus. So just like we were outside. Honestly, I'm going to say this as I do with most games with ray trace shadows, I'd probably just leave it off and enjoy this game as it is. So if you guys are playing Mortal Shell, if you guys got an RTX card, this may be a fun one to revisit with something like the 2060 at a lower resolution. You know, let me know if you guys want to see that down in the comment section below. Look, if you like this video, I know there's people out there that do not care so much about ray tracing and all that jazz, but the big one here is definitely the DLSS with this title. And we are finishing it out on performance mode, getting some really high frame rates. Hey, look, it's this really ugly guy. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. This has been Keith with WCCF Tech TV, and we'll catch you in the next one.